Hey guys, Coach Pillowfist here. So I realized that a lot of my videos were more on the intermediate and advanced side, and I need to make a video highlighting more on the basics. So today we're going over the basic boxing stance and footwork, and maybe a little something more. So one of my biggest mistakes in my life as a boxer was that I tried to do all the advanced stuff too quickly, and I paid the price for it. You gotta get the basics down, man. That is the foundation. And there's nothing wrong with sticking to the basics. The pros do it all the time. Take Errol Spence Jr. for example. I mean, you got a current 3-belt world champion, undefeated, nothing fancy, no special effects, just textbook fundamentals. Another example, Mikey Garcia, former 4-division world champion, nothing fancy, no special effects, just textbook fundamentals. I mean, his signature combination was literally the 1-2. Alright, so the first thing is whether you're left-handed or you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, your left foot's gonna be in the back and your right foot's gonna be forward. If you're right-handed like me, your right foot's gonna be in the back and your left foot's gonna be forward. So the reason why your dominant hand is in the back is because it's considered your power hand. And I say power hand in quotations because I don't want you guys to think that your lead hand isn't going to be a weapon of mass destruction. Alright, so getting in our stance, we're gonna have our hands up by our face, elbows in tight to your body, chin down, just like that. Your shoulders should be slightly raised, alright? Don't raise them up so high, but don't relax them too low. It should be right in the middle, just like that. You want your feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. The front foot should be facing forward, and the rear foot should be about 45 degrees from the front foot. Primarily, you want this front foot to be flat on the ground, and this rear foot should be on the ball of its foot. So in terms of your feet positioning, you want to be able to look down and draw like an imaginary square surrounding the perimeter of your feet. So you don't want to be too squared up, you don't want to be too staggered, alright? Both of those are going to make you lose power. The reason why you don't want to be too squared up is not only does it present a bigger target for your opponent to hit, right? This versus this, right? On top of that, it's going to mess with your weight transfer. Let's say I'm throwing a straight right hand, alright? I want to be able to transfer my weight from my rear foot forward. But if I'm like this, then I'm not going to be able to do that. The reason why we don't want to be too sideways is not only are going to be extremely off balance, like if I threw a straight right hand from here, I'm going to be extremely off balance because my feet are too sideways. But it's going to kill my power in my punches. Like if I'm trying to throw a lead hook and I'm doing the weight transfer from my front foot to my rear foot, my weight transfer is going to go all the way back here when I need it to go that way. But if I put my foot here, then I'm able to transfer my weight to the direction of that punch. Alright, so let's talk about the spacing of your feet. You don't want your legs to be too wide, alright? When your legs are too wide, your legs are going to get tired easily moving around. You're limiting your foot movement, and it's going to limit your twisting ability, which is associated with putting power into your punches. The reason why we don't want our feet to be too narrow is because you're going to be off balance, and you're taking away your ability to do your weight transfers, alright? And we don't want to be bent over like this because our elbows are away from our body, so we're susceptible to body shots, and our face is closer to the opponent. So stand tall so your elbows can protect your body, and it allows you to breathe. Another thing is that it improves my vision because if I'm down here, then I can't see much. If I'm right here, the higher you are, the more that you can see, right? Alright, so now let's talk about moving around. So whatever direction that you're stepping towards, that same side foot is going to step first and then the other foot's going to follow. So if I'm stepping forward, my front foot's going to step first, my rear foot's going to follow. If I'm going backwards, my rear foot's going to step first and my front foot follows. Step to the left, my left foot steps first, my right foot follows, and if I step to the right, my right foot steps first, left foot follows. Forward, back, left, right. And take small steps. We don't want big steps, alright? We want little steps. The smaller the better. Alright, so now let's work on circling around. So if I'm going to circle to my left side, my left foot's going to step first, my right foot's going to follow. Just like that. Alright? So now I'm going to go to my right side, my right foot's going to step first, just like that. Now don't let your feet cross. You should be taking little steps so that your feet aren't crossing. Another thing to note is that my rear foot stays on the ball of its foot. So whether I'm moving to my right or my left or forward, backwards, circling around, this rear foot is always going to stay on the ball of its foot. Now bouncing. I know a lot of people like to bounce because it gets them in their rhythm. And there's nothing wrong with bouncing. I do it all the time, you know. Gets you in your rhythm, keeps you light on your feet. The problem with bouncing is when you do it on the inside. Because when you're bouncing, you're very vulnerable. You're not able to defend yourself as good. So when you're on the inside, you're in range to get hit. And that's why we don't want to bounce on the inside. Alright? Wait till you're on the outside and then bounce when you're out of range. So I would suggest when you're shadowboxing, just do a whole round of not throwing any punches, but just working on movement, you know? Moving forward, moving backwards, moving sideways. Just like that, alright? Practice being light on your feet, not crossing your feet. Just like that. Alright, being fluid with your motions, working on your pivots, just like that. Alright, work on your head movement. You can even work on your feints. So when you guys are throwing your punches, make sure you always have a hand returning back to your face. Alright? So I throw a punch, it comes back to my face, just like that. I never not have a hand next to my face. So the only punch that you should throw that involves stepping with your foot is the jab. There are some exceptions to this rule, but if you're a beginner, I wouldn't suggest exploring that territory yet. So to throw the jab, you guys are gonna step forward with your lead foot and push off of your rear foot at the same time. Just like that. All at the same time, you guys are gonna throw this lead hand out straight forward. Like that. But let's not focus on power or speed right now. Let's just focus on getting the technique down. Don't let your elbow come out to the side. Just keep it inside, just like that, all right? Make sure you guys keep this rear hand up by your face. Sometimes you throw it to the body, just go down a little bit. Like that. Alright everybody, thank you guys for tuning into that video. For all of you guys that are brand new to boxing, I hope this helps you guys out. Don't worry about putting power into your punches and putting speed into your punches yet. Alright, make sure you guys got the technique down first. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.